What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to finish the Spec Op task list and unlock Silk. So basically you're going to get the Green Goblin boss fight, the epic boss fight, and the recruitment itself. So let's get started with task number 23. Penultimate, armed and spidery 23 of 25. Defeat the Green Goblin. And he is the boss of Spec Op 29 Mission 3. Now where I first had to wait with this one was because Spider-Man 2099 is going to be a team up, and mine was training so they would not let me do it. It just was an unfortunate coincidence. It didn't put me that far behind, but I would have liked to finish that day, and it was a little bit of a roadblock. So definitely something if you haven't already gotten Silk that you may want to pay attention to. Or in the future, try not to train heroes that are going to be required team-ups. I'm usually pretty good with that, but this time, like I said, it was an unfortunate coincidence. Now depending on if you faced any of the mini-bosses, you're going to end up with Jack-O-Lantern and Carnage in this one. Carnage can certainly be a pain, but we're going to be fighting him by himself. As for Jack-O-Lantern in this first wave, I actually go after him first, so I would probably recommend that for you as well. Then once we take down these two web-headed grunts, we'll move on to Carnage followed by Green Goblin. I think it's awesome that we face both of those bosses, being as it is a Spider-Man related Spec Op. It's definitely fitting, but most would say the real challenge comes with the epic boss fight. By the way, with the Blizzard Lockbox video, for anyone who watched that, I know I was lucky. Typically I fill a bunch of bonus bars. So if you want to see anything like that and maybe feel a little bit better, just go back and watch any of my other openings. Trust me, I understand your frustration. As far as gaining additional lockboxes, I honestly don't know. My first guess would be no, but maybe they'll include a quest in the next PvP season. If it was me, I would give another way to gain at least a few more boxes, but I have nothing to do with that, so I'm sorry. As for Carnage, like I said, he can be annoying, but at least we have our agent and access to items. So when that's the case, take advantage of it. Use whatever you have to use. You're going to end up missing it in the epic boss fight. When it comes to the Green Goblin himself, he really isn't that difficult. He just has a bunch of health. Still, it won't be any problem for Spider-Girl. With Miguel, we're going to use his level 1 first to try to set up webbing for her. But we do end up missing. The Relentless Rapier misses as well, and we take some bleed damage. But luckily we get the proc future webbing, and so at least we do have webbed on the target. The Mandible takes a little bit more health away, and now it's time for Spider-Girl. Now for those who don't have her, she can do a ton of damage, and we're talking about in PvE. So you'll definitely want to see her in PvP, and she's going to be in the next All Hail the King episode, and she'll also get at least another video in PvP. So look for those this coming week. As for task number 23, it's now complete and we get 1200 XP. So moving on to task number 24, you have to complete 3 stars of mastery in all Spec Op 29 missions. For us, that's just going to mean we have to end this current mission and then run it once more for task number 25. So for completing this task you get 15,000 silver, and we're on to the final task of Spec Op 29. That of course will mean we have to take on the epic boss himself, and it's Morlun. This guy can be difficult, and I've heard from some that he's quite a pain. For me, I'm going to bring in characters that need XP, and I'll just power through it. But if you have Spider-Girl, you may want to use her because she's amazing. I'll be using Spider-Gwen and Spidey 2099. Now the epic boss himself is a pain, and basically just attack him until he's down. He protects allies, so you might as well just go after him. But just to be clear for anyone who doesn't know, to get the epic boss to appear, you have to complete all deploys and all threats. The named character deploys for this one will be Anti-Venom, Agent Venom, and Beast. That means you'll need all 3 of those characters for deploy. And if you don't have them, you have to skip this task with 30 gold. Now if you're asking me if you should do that, I would say yes, because I hate to miss out on any heroes. Is Silk the hardest hitting character ever? Not even close. I'm still leveling mine, but I can tell she's probably middle of the pack. At least she is a generalist, and her passive is pretty decent. But just the fact that I wouldn't want to miss out, and then have to pick her up later for a very high price, is why I would go ahead and spend the gold now. Now as for this epic boss, it really wouldn't be difficult at all if you could bring in your agent and use items. Unfortunately, that's not an option. What I would do though is try to stay away from an infiltrator Spidey if you can. Since you can't use any healing items, you really can't take too much damage and lose your characters. For me, I bring in a bruiser just because I'm always set on a bruiser, but Karn is a scrapper, so it's going to help us out. I've heard some people say that they think Karn is really annoying in this fight, but I happen to think he's easy. Don't get me wrong, I hesitate to say that because usually you don't know what another agent's facing, but I say that because he goes down really fast being a scrapper as soon as you take Morlun out. So without his protector, he really isn't that tough. First thing is I like to flank him, that way we can get a follow-up attack as well. So we use Jam It with Spidey 2099. Now he's flanked and blindsided, so he takes additional damage from follow-up attacks. If you do end up hitting your own spiders though, that is going to be a problem. And I hate that, it's unfair, and it really didn't need to be in this fight. If you happen to get really unlucky with those procs, you could lose just because of that. It definitely hurt our Spidey 2099, and we're nearly out of stamina. So something that you may be able to do that I didn't that could help you out is place the Gracious AISO on Spidey's level 2. That way when you use his spider sense, you'll restore stamina to your entire party. So that's probably one of the most helpful things you can do in this one. But now with Karn and the epic boss down, we have completed task number 25. So we finally come to the end of this spec op, and now we'll be collecting our final rewards, including the brand new character Silk. So there it is, 25 of 25 down, and we get 1 CP. But of course the real prize is going to be Silk recruited. Yay, more spider characters. And we also know we have Mayday Parker coming, which is absolutely killing me. I'm already scrambling around trying to level all these other new heroes. But anyways, that's something for a later day. Oh, hey, listen. I haven't really been at this that long, but I'm here to help. You helped rescue me from that Goblin guy, and this isn't over by a long shot. Just let me know what I can do to help. Alright, so there's her recruitment dialogue, and we're finally finished with Spec Op 29. So we'll go ahead and take a spin on the roulette, and we'll be back with some Silk action later. I actually plan on having her leveled up pretty soon. So we'll be seeing Silk and the likes of Avalanche in PvP early next week. As for those web gloves, we actually won them when we were getting 3 stars of mastery in Spec Op Mission 3. So we have 2 pieces of the set, and we'll try to use them with Silk as well. Make sure you stay tuned, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, good luck, and take care.